was seen ramming his van into police headquarters there. That's where we find Fox 29 Philadelphia's Steve Keeley. He is live on scene there.
It looks so cold there. That's ridiculous.
Pretty wild video. We were looking at it earlier.
Well, the latest only 5 minutes ago, I got from Philadelphia police sources that this is now investigated as an intentional act. And here is the aftermath. This is a Honda Odyssey, and I actually witnessed this. I was doing a report here. I'm sitting in this seat here. That's our news vehicle. And I'm facing this way, which is looking at Broad Street, the main drag through Philadelphia, just 4 blocks from Philadelphia City Hall. And I watched this van come as these headlights are coming down the street at a pretty good speed and make a hard right turn into those front doors and crash. Goes up the curb and into those brass and glass doors, and then they don't come out, and I run over there. And my first instinct is maybe this is a medical emergency. Then I'm thinking the way the world is, maybe this would be something else. And now you're looking at video, I'm told, in my ear. And so here is what happens, and then you can let the audio go full and hear what happens with police as they pull this man out of the vehicle.
There's like a tiny little old man. Oh, the car's gonna run over his ass.
All right, so if you can hear me again, they pull this man out. At first, you're thinking it's incoherent. He's like, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
He's like an 80-year-old Indian man.
Kill me. He's got one sock on and a barefoot with the other, no shoes on. They didn't even go into the vehicle to look for anything, explosives or guns or whatever. They haven't checked yet. Maybe they're waiting for a search warrant. But apparently the vehicle is deemed safe since so many people are around it. But the damage in City Hall right now is extensive. Now, as we come back to a live picture, those front doors were the main doors to the Philadelphia Inquirer newspaper. This building, nearly 100 years old, opened in 1924. It was renovated for 3 years after the Inquirer sold it. And Philadelphia, the city, bought it. They did $252 million in renovations to it. And the Philly police just moved in to their new headquarters last spring. So barely a year in here. And the Philly police officers, the majority that work here, enter and leave through the back, and there's an underground ramp that all the officials and the executives with the police department drive into. Those doors are just ornate doors from the Inquirer days, really not used now. The doors to the right are what Philly police use, and you can see the security steps through those windows where you have the metal detector and you have a lot of checkpoints there before you can get in there as a guest and make sure things are safe. But the one thing they did not do with all that $250,000 in renovations, one thing you don't notice here, but you see in every other building, especially federal buildings, are the ballards, those steel pipes you see that prevent any kind of truck bomb attack or anybody.
Car blocking barriers typically, especially if you're going to spend $300 million to redo a building, you couldn't put a concrete post in front, stop people from ramming your building. But I'd like more details on this tiny Indian guy that cop just picked up like a rag doll.
Driving into this building, or the concrete planters, or any other obstacles on the sidewalk. And you can bet, according to a law enforcement source who told me, that these will be installed ASAP now, because this attack on this building proved that the Philadelphia Police Headquarters was vulnerable to attack. And this veteran, who's on all the meetings about terror and keeping all the parades and all the big events here safe, said that those windows should be tinted so nobody who's an active shooter could see the cops working in there in security. And they say this is how most active shooters enter buildings, by driving into a front entrance if they can't gain access any other way. So
most active shooters gain entrance by driving vehicles through the door? What? What incident was that? When did that happen? Where did that happen? I don't think that's a thing. I don't know what this guy's making up right now.
Very lucky that this happened, and it proved nothing bad happened. Nobody got hurt, but it proved and showed that they were vulnerable, and maybe they will be a lot less vulnerable in the future now after this serious accident happens here. That is no accident now, we learned from investigators, but an intentional act is being investigated by, and right now it's Philly police leading the investigation with the detectives here. But no doubt you can bet federal authorities will want to get in on this and try to help out as well and figure out how to make this building a lot more secure, Zach.
And Steve, you said you were there, getting ready to work on another story, and you saw this happen. What went through your mind as soon as this occurred? I mean, it just had to be like a split-second thing. I mean, and you had to switch gears. What was that like?
Yeah, I yelled, "Oh my God!" And
that news guy's voice is weird, at least to me. All right, that's an interesting story, though. I'd like to do some follow-up. I'm curious why he did it. Obviously, he didn't have any weapons or anything else with him. They are saying that it's intentional. So was this an intentional insurance claim? Like, the 90-pound man with no shoes on, I don't think was trying to take over the police station. Weird shit goes on in America. That's for sure. Weird stuff going on out there. All right, guys, send me the news clips I should be checking out. Send me the weird stuff happening in your state. Links down in the description if you want to support the channel. McClure's.store. Later, bye.